Wrel here with a snazzy but soundless new intro. What I wanted to talk about today is being original, or, well, thinking outside the box a little bit. This is a Geth infiltrator, and doing some stuff. Vulnerability for the headshot. I set this guy up, basically, I wanted to be a rapid fire, cut through walls, like very, very specific, just shoot through walls and kill things. Normally people, when they play Geth Infiltrator, they'll go Javelin, very hard hitting. You can pretty much two-shot. You could take down a brute two shots pretty easy. That, or they'll go shotgun build, or actually melee build. Jumpin' did put together a melee build, and he showed off its ridiculousness. And I'm actually going to put a link to that later on in the video. But I wanted to talk about doing, like, kind of defining your own sense of, like, enjoyment without trolling or without ruining others' without ruining others' experiences, because that you know, makes you kind of a douchebag. But when you play a game for a while, or if you've ever played, you know, any game in the history of forever, you'll notice that there's usually one right way to play, or a couple of right ways to play. So you look at World of Warcraft, and there was I played it for a long time, and it really came down to, you had to go down one of the three trees very, very heavily, of the talent trees, and in order to be viable. And I really didn't like to do that. I wanted to make a hybrid build, very strict hybrid, and it got me I did pretty well, but it plateaued, like many things it plateaus. And there's a lot of reasons for it, but mostly it's due to oversight on developmental standpoints. But as long as you're not ruining other people's gameplay, like if I was to walk into a platinum with this sort of build, you know, I'm not sure actually of how viable this is. I walked into I just started up a game. This is silver, and I just wanted to screw around and get this Halloween sort of challenge thing over with, but just a couple of people are joining now, but that was just me soloing the wave. You know, it's silver. I'm an infiltrator, so it's ridiculously easy. But you know, just kind of doing. There's a sense of enjoyment from doing things you're kind of not supposed to do. You know, I think we're plagued as a society by like we create these sorts of rules based on who tells us, like when popular people tell us that, oh, this is the right way to do things, and then we'll immediately frown on how other people like do things. Like if somebody were to join our game and they had just this crazy build that it didn't seem feasible, it didn't make sense, you know, we didn't think would work very well, then we'd want to kick them. Or if they're a low level, you know, we don't think they're worth their salt, and we'd want to kick them, right? Actually, the first thing that I did when I came back to Mass Effect 3 multiplayer after a long hiatus, like I basically just stopped playing Mass Effect 3. I just beat the game once on single player, and I was done with it, like absolutely done, because I was pretty much really disappointed in the ending. But the first thing I did, came back very recently, and I got into a game. People looked at the numbers, which, you know, now they added all the achievements and things like that, and I didn't have the numbers to make me look like I knew what I was doing, and so I immediately got kicked. And it's sad, you know, as a society, that we make these like superficial, like just these immediate judgments based on like nothing. Like if you watch If you know anything about the fighting game scene, there's you're talking about Blaze Blue, which is fighting game. I think Guilty Gear, Street Fighter, I guess. When the game came out, there was what people tend to do is they separate the characters into tiers of effectiveness, and what tends to happen is people will talk about how effective this character is and how effective this character is, and they'll label them immediately. Boom, boom, boom. Like, this character is not going to beat this character as long as the player is playing to its maximum potential. Right? Excuse me. And that's just the rules, right? But things will fluctuate and they'll change. And really what's going on is just a big guessing game. So until somebody is proven wrong, it's law. And it's really pathetic. Like, people just they're experienced, but they're so quick to make judgments because they have that sort of authoritative standpoint. And I apologize, the gameplay kind of just shifted because Fraps is annoying when it's being streamed to external hard drives for whatever reason. But that's all I wanted to talk about. I know that was more than a mouthful, but as long as you're not ruining other people's gameplay, I'm kind of malicious. I'll try to get into people's gold matches with level 1 characters just so I could show them that that level doesn't matter so much, especially in this game, past a certain point, and then I can be wholly effective. It depends on the character, of course, and it depends on a lot of things, but if you build right, and that's what I enjoy. But it's just shooting people through walls. It's just hilarious, and this is what I find entertaining, and this is why I built this character the way that I did. But it's this is my challenge to you, I guess, really, is to really think about why you play the game. I mean, a lot of people are driven by competition. That's me, especially. I love actually when people tell me that I can't do something, and I just like to just throw it in their face and, you know, show them that I can. And I don't do it all the time, and a lot of times I'm proved wrong, you know. A lot of times I make mistakes, and it's all learning experiences. And yeah, it's even with this, it looked like there was a sack underneath it. I was like trying to pop it. Something else figuring out. Oh, I want to talk about this. So there is a really nice melee build with this. I don't have it, obviously, so I just kept like popping back and forth in cover, but I didn't let my shields regen. I was using cover nicely, but till this point right here, I get winged with a third shot. I should have waited till that third one passed, and then, you know, I get clipped, and then that random thing there. I could have just sat there and shot them through the wall. They're all stuck. So, stupid mistake, and then I get up, and I think this is actually how the melee is supposed to be used. You're just supposed to sit there and channel it. But that ground slapping thing over and over and over is why this character is actually so rigged if you build him for melee. It's really hilarious. Check out Jumpin's video. I promised you the link. There it is. Go take a look. It's so stupid what you can do with this character. But yeah, so challenge yourself. Find out what you really enjoy, you know, and yeah, kind of experiment. Like, don't listen, like, with just because somebody says something, don't just like immediately listen to them, and find ways around it. You know, prove it to yourself. You know, if you think that there is a way that this might work, then you know, try to figure it out. And if you think that you know, and it might not work in all situations. Like I said, this might not be wholly effective in Platinum. I actually think that it might be. Especially since this guy's only level 12, so I haven't really gotten all my bang for my buck with all the damage bonuses that I can get off of the Geth. But it's, yeah, it's something worth talking about, something worth thinking about. At least it is to me. So that's your little thought for this extremely long video. So I'm gonna provide you with a dancing death in like 2 seconds. One, there it is. Oh yeah, dance, 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 dance. I came to dance, dance, dance. Okay, yeah. Anyway, take it easy.